Welcome to the After Party Hangover. I am your host, Mangria Fuel.
What is going on, my man?
Mangria, my man, what is shaking?
Nothing much.
Hands. Wild card. Fly fast. Eat ass.
Keith Lee is my spirit animal.
It's gonna be called Turban Warfare.
My list, you know what to do. Send me in the comments. Prison style.
Andy keeps saying he wants to eat my ass. We'll grab a spoon, mate, and taste some class.
But Sam's just been hit with a spoonful of truth. Bitch.
Suck a shit, pal.
Welcome to the 20th After Party Hangover. New logo, new theme song. Why not? I am your host, Mangria Fueled, and this is the show that talks about a show that talks about a show. Today's guest, build your perfect hangover. It's Gkeep01. What's going on, my man?
What is up?
How's your day going?
What's that?
How's your day going? You get your Christmas shopping done?
All my Christmas shopping is done, dude. I actually just woke up. Is that bad?
Oh, damn. No, that's good, man. Shit, get your rest. Your shopping's done. Take it easy.
Oh, yeah, man.
Well, let's start off
I
this.
was going to head over to the
No, go ahead.
No, nothing. Go for it, man. Go.
Let's start off the hangover by asking how did you get your Instagram name, Gkeep01?
Shit. It was like 15 or so, and I play soccer, and I'm a goalkeeper. So my first name is Gilberto, so G, and then Keeper, and then I usually wear their number 1. So that's how it came up.
Oh, nice. That's a cool story. Cool, man.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, how did all this begin? How did you start watching wrestling?
My dad used to watch it, like back in the like Attitude Era. So I started watching it there. I watched it all the way to like middle school. Then I missed all the CM Punk, Daniel Bryan stuff, and then I got back into 2013. Like once I graduated high school, I was like, "Oh wait, this kind of looks kind of cool again." So ever since I've been on that Raw train.
Oh, you Monday Night Raw guy, huh?
Well, I used to be, man. Now it sucks.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
Well, how did you discover the Still Real After Party podcast?
I think it was... No, I liked one of their memes, and then I followed the page, and then all of a sudden they were like, "We have a podcast." And I got into it.
How and when do you listen to the podcast?
It's usually on the day after it comes out, so like Wednesday. And on my way to work, just driving around, man. Sometimes I'll just drive around and listen to you, some good old Sank and Jake.
Do you have a favorite segment of the podcast that they do?
Love the Chop Shops. Those
Chop Shop, yeah.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah.
We gotta give Zanka props, by the way, this past Still Real episode. He took 3 chops for nothing.
Yeah, I feel like he kind of comes to it. He kind of just gets a little sexual pleasure.
Yeah, I think he gets off to it. He likes the pain or something.
I think he likes to get hit.
Yeah.
So
could only imagine what happens, in the bedroom.
I don't know. We have to ask him.
Speaking of wrestling, out of all the years you've been watching, do you have a favorite theme song of all time? Like, what do you rock out to?
The game by Triple H. Or the
Hell
Triple H
yeah,
theme song.
dude. Yeah.
Hell yeah, dude.
That is my favorite song as well.
Yeah.
Do you spit water
Working out
every
to
time
that.
that part comes along?
What's that?
Do you spit water in the air every time that part comes along in the song?
Absolutely. No matter where I am. I just
You're at the DMV.
I get ready for it. Yeah, DMV, it comes on. Fuck you. Sorry, guy next to me.
You spit in the baby's face. What? It's the song. Don't get mad at me.
Exactly, yeah. It's like, blame Triple H. It's not my fault.
Is Triple H your favorite wrestler of all time, or do you have a different?
He's top 3 for sure. Favorite? don't know who's my favorite now. I really like AJ Styles. That's such a mark answer.
No, that's a good choice, man. That dude is, just like his name, phenomenal.
He sure is, man. He sure is. But Triple H is definitely one of my favorites. I used to love Jeff Hardy, too, until he got arrested. Well, we all get arrested at some point in time. So maybe he's just my next role model.
Well, after he deals with his demons, he has to take on Zank Chris, because Zank Chris hates his guts, apparently.
Ooh, I love to see that. Like a TLC match. I like it.
Hey,
see it.
it's coming up on APPW. Jake is finishing. He's putting the finishing touches on that.
Okay, well, Jake better get to it.
Well, is your favorite match of all time a Styles match or a Hardy match?
Actually, it's an Andrade match. That Andrade against Johnny Gargano.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a very good answer, man.
Yeah.
Andrade's badass.
He is so freaking good, man.
How about a gimmick match? Do you like ladder matches or Royal Rumbles or King of the Rings? Like, is there any gimmick match that's your favorite?
I really enjoy Hell in the Cells.
Yeah.
Except this last one with freaking Seth Rollins and
The Fiend.
Bray. Fucking Fiend. Yes.
You know it's bad when they can almost kill the Hell in a Cell gimmick altogether.
Exactly. Like, the whole Hell in a Cell gimmick's so cool, and then they come and fuck it up like that.
So the next one that comes along next year, people are probably not going to be looking forward to it because of what happened.
Yeah, probably.
How about growing up? Did you play any of the WWE video games?
Yeah, I was big into the SmackDown versus Raw, like all the way to, I don't know, 2009 was the last one I played.
Did you have a go-to character?
It was John Cena. And Triple H. Cena, Triple H, and Hardy.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, man.
If we made you an APPW, what moveset would you want?
Ooh. Andrade's.
Great choice. No one has said that yet, and he has some of the best moves.
Exactly. That running knee that he does, like the running knees to the cornbuckle.
The double knees to the face, yeah, and then
yes.
he goes, see.
Yes.
Well,
yeah, it does.
I'm adding a new question to the interviews. Since I drink too damn much, now I'm gonna ask every guest, what is your drink of choice if you do drink alcohol?
Ooh, I love me some beer.
Yeah.
And margaritas, man. Beer and margaritas.
Margarita.
Oh, yeah.
Are you celebrating this weekend?
Absolutely.
Well,
absolutely, man.
The tag team Crum-Offs have come to the final round. It's Booker T and Goldust versus the Demolition. Do you have thoughts on either of these teams? And who do you think should move on?
I think Booker T and Goldust, because Booker T and Goldust are freaking great, man.
Very, very controversial take, because Zanka loves that Demolition theme song. So it's really going to come down to entertainment versus a theme song when it comes to making the decision. On the first Steel Real After Party of next year, they will be making that decision.
Well, you know where my boat's at.
All right, let's get to it. The Steel Real After Party, episode 102, number one Hohohost. We kick off the podcast with Zanka versus the old lady from Walgreens. Gkeep01, would you attack an old lady?
Absolutely. Without a doubt.
Have you been one of those people, though, that you've had a full cart and there's someone behind you with like 3 items and you just go ahead, you don't give a shit, or do you let the person go ahead?
Usually, I just let them go ahead because I'm a good person.
Exactly.
But in my head, I've already murdered them 40 times.
The town that I live in, I'm only, whenever I go to the store, I only get like 3 items anyway. So I've never been the person to have the choice to let someone go ahead. So 9 times out of 10, they let me go ahead. But if they don't, it's usually because they don't speak English or something. So I usually luck out in that situation, but I totally understand where Zenka's coming from. Old people need to be shackled and locked in their house after they turn 70 because not only can they not shop, but they cannot drive. Their driving is just as bad as their shopping.
They're awful at everything, really. Like, once my mom gets to that age, like, I'm going to put her in a home, be like, Mom, you cannot leave anymore. This is where you're staying. If you need anything, ring her bell.
Yeah,
Maybe I'll bring it over.
What was that movie, Logan's Run or something, that they had a gym on them, and if they turned a certain age, they got murdered or something? It was an old.
I've never seen this movie.
It's like an old movie from the 80s. I think it's called Logan's Run, where you have a gym installed in your hand or something, and once you pass 30, they murder you.
What the fuck?
Yeah, they did some fucked up shit back in the 80s, but yeah, that's a pretty famous movie from back in the day, but I digress. Zenka, he said a succession of 3 lines in a row that made me laugh my ass off. 2 about the old lady and 1 about Dana Brooke, but since we're on the old lady, he said that, dude, he said, I wanted to lose my foot in her clam, dude.
Yeah. I laughed to that very hard.
Well, my LOL line of the pod was, after that, he said, if I just punched her in the back of the head and she died, I'd be okay with it as long as they let me check out.
Yeah, it's like, I'll go home one day. I'll never think about it again.
I'll carry on with murder as long as I can get out of this store faster.
Yep.
I completely understand.
Yeah, fuck that old lady.
Then they went on to talking about Dana Brooke. She's getting pushed, and she did a Batista bomb, I'm guessing in homage of her new big dick boyfriend. And then Zenka said, that shows you, ladies. Throw your vag out there, and you'll get pushed. Hopefully not down.
Yeah. Remember that? He said something to that. It's like, at least we're not the only ones pushing her anymore.
Exactly. Just like when Lars returns, hopefully they do something with them because the podcast has made them... If the podcast, like in APPW, I'm surprised Lars isn't champion right now.
He should be champion. I don't know. He's got a tough run with Otis.
Yeah, he does.
My man's Otis.
Speaking of that, the SRAP End of the Year Awards, I'm going to put you on the spot, Gkeep. Who did you vote for as favorite host? Zanka. So you weren't one of the ones who got tricked by the weird positioning?
No, I never get tricked by weird positioning.
Yeah, I didn't get tricked either. I guess because when you vote, like it goes by kind of quickly, so you kind of have to decide on the spot. I guess it was throwing some people off, but yeah, I was able to vote for Zanka. I'm not saying that Jake is a bad host when I vote for Zanka. I'm just saying based on entertainment, Zanka is better at entertaining.
I think Jake's decent at best.
Correct.
No, I love Jake. I just don't support child pornography like he does.
Exactly. Come on, Jake. You got to redeem yourself here. Come on, man.
Exactly. So, maybe now as number 1 host, he can redeem himself and, support good causes.
When Jake gets off
killing old ladies.
When Jake gets off the sexual predator list, then he'll be up a couple more notches.
Oh, absolutely.
Just kidding, FBI. Okay, thoughts? Do you have any thoughts on Taco Bell? And if it was renamed Zanka Bell, would you still go?
That's the one I would go. I usually don't go. Yeah, hold on, give me a second. Hey, what are you doing? I'm sorry. I didn't realize they did. Yeah, and I was doing something. I'm so sorry. That was rude. I apologize. What the fuck? Some dude just kicked my car.
He hit your car?
Yeah, well, he putting his foot all up in him.
What the hell?
Dude, I know. What the fuck?
Jeez. So hopefully he wasn't trying to rob you.
I don't know what the fuck he was trying to do. I don't know, some old dude. Old people, man.
You see what we're talking about here? Zanka is onto something.
Yeah, I think he is. I think we should murder all old people. Maybe we should put... Wait, FBI, don't listen to this. FBI. Shit.
You know what? I think he could hear his old people sense was tingling. We were talking shit about old people, so he wanted to see what was up.
Yeah, definitely.
Well, we get to the Instagram questions, and Peter Wayne Kent's question said, who would win in a fight, TC or Ted Bundy? And Zanka said me, Mangria, because I have rage in my eyes. And Jake said Ted Bundy because Ted Bundy was smart, and he said that I would kill him now because he voted against me. Well, I can tell you this, Jake. You're safe for now. But when old 10 cunts get some vodka in them, you better watch your back, son.
Is that like you're like Popeye, like but with vodka?
Exactly. I'm coming for you, Jake. No. Well, we close out the podcast with some special surprise Christmas gifts. I was going to ask you, Gkeep, what would you buy Jake and Zanka for Christmas?
Ooh, I would buy Jake. Crap, what would I buy him? Like a child size fleshlight, just because I know he can guess his collection.
Oh my god! Oh, he's gonna have fun. He's gonna have fun editing this one.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh shit!
All right. Okay. Here's a real answer for him. Maybe a Tinder account. I'm sure he could use one of those.
That's true. He's always saying he can't find anyone to, wet his dick with. So maybe he'll have more luck with a Tinder account.
Yeah, I'll give him like 1 year. No, that's too much. 3 months membership of Tinder, or Grindr, whichever he prefers.
Jake, you have 90 days to find a pussy. Get on it.
Exactly. Get on it, boy. And I would buy Zanka gloves. That way he can murder as many people as he wanted without limit.
No evidence. No evidence.
No evidence. Exactly.
All right. Well, I'm going to turn the tables on you now. Gkeep01, build your perfect woman. Referee edition. It's either Aubrey, the Marilyn Manson looking chick referee from AEW.
Yeah.
Jessica Carr, the chunky SmackDown ref, and Earl Hebner. Choose your parts.
You know what? Give me Earl's soft, squishy body. I'll take Aubrey's, ass. I'm sure she works out. I'm sure it'll be okay.
Yeah. So you want Jessica's big old titties?
Just big old titties.
You know what? I don't blame you because I could not look at Aubrey's face or Earl's face as I'm nailing them.
Exactly.
Because if I'm fucking that body and Aubrey's looking at me, she's gonna say, "Welcome to the dope show." Yeah. I don't need that. I don't need that shit, man. I don't need them nightmares.
Yeah, no, that's what nightmares are made of for sure.
Well, I was trolling your Instagram, and I noticed something incredibly interesting that I don't think anybody knows about you. Please explain to the peoples. Gkeep01 ran the Spartan race.
Yep.
What is the Spartan race?
So it's a terrain race. It's running in the mountains and a bunch of shit, and then you do obstacles along with it. So climbing walls, jumping walls, carrying shit. And yeah, man, I did that in 2017. I did so they have there's 3 legs to it. There's the sprint, the super, and the beast. And the first one's 5 miles. It's 5 miles, 3 to 5 miles. The other one's 8 to 10, and then the last one was 15 miles, something like that.
I don't want to blow your cover or anything, but are you a superhero?
I am the next generation of Ricochet, yes.
Because me and Jake, we bust out in a sweat just tying our shoes. You're over here becoming a fucking Power Ranger in front of everyone. That's very impressive, man.
Thank you.
I saw all those gold medals too. Jesus, how many Spartan races did you win?
Well, it's just participation medal, so
Damn.
But it was. In that year. I did 8 races, 8 or 10 races.
Holy shit!
Yeah.
I think out of all of us in the Still Real universe, you're the only one qualified to be a wrestler. You would actually have the cardio to make it, besides, any of us.
I don't know, man. I love me some burgers, you know.
Well, hey,
I started drinking.
You got a long way to go before you're a mega pounder of cheese, my friend. You got to add a couple spare tires to that body.
Fuck, all right, God. I have 2 goals now.
That's your New Year's resolution, my friend.
New Year's resolution, be part of the Mega Pounders with Cheese.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
All right, man. Well, thank you for your time. Thank you for almost getting assaulted by an old man for us.
Oh, yeah, man. I think that was perfect timing, too.
That was the weirdest shit ever, man. There's some weird stuff that happened on these hangovers, but yeah, man. Thank you very much for your time. I'm glad we got to know you a little better. And as always, all hail Linda's Bush. And now, ladies and gentlemen, hail Caesar.
What's up? It's your boy Julius _Caesar. Alright, and this week Mangria has asked me to talk about people with foot fetishes. Yeah. Now look, you gotta get down however you gotta get down. You know what I'm saying? You like what you like, you do what you do. You know, whether you wanna pay for pros or get down in your clothes. But you foot freak motherfuckers, hell no. There's a special place in hell for y'all sick freaks. I mean, nigga licking feet? Motherfucker, for real? Like, for real. Like, bruh, for real. Bitch go work a 9 to 5 and them feet all in high heels with no socks on, and then you won't pop that sweaty corn fucking lace foot toe in your mouth. Shit, probably ain't even got her nails did from the shop yet. Man, get the fuck out of here with that bull. Get your sick ass Rex Ryan loving feet having ass sick motherfuckers out of here. Yeah, I'm done, player.